Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, Captbradford, and today we're going to be showing you around the Tokyo Auto Salon 2022, which I attended in January 15th, held at the Makuhari Messe. Now, this year was a little bit special because last year, due to COVID, it was cancelled. So this year we were able to get in a bit with some restrictions to curb the virus going on. Now, we're very lucky because we were able to cover the entire show. But in a multi-part series, today we're going to be looking at the Toyota Gazoo Racing booth. So let's have a look. Welcome to the Tokyo Auto Salon 2022. Last year, 2021, was held off because of COVID. We're able to enter this year, but as you can see, the crowds are much lesser than before. Of course, foreign travelers cannot come into Japan, so they've limited the number of people who can come in. So we'll be going around to take a look. I've just entered the GR Toyota Gazoo Racing booth, and it's a limited entry, so we'll be looking around. First, we have a collection of different cars. We have the Group 4 Yaris rally car here, and this is the first time I'm actually seeing it really close up, and it looks no different from the standard road model, but we have the rally suspension, of course, endless brakes. The body kit is definitely the same as the normal version, and in the past you have huge rally fog lights, but now with modern technology they use LED on PIA, and you can see it's very neat. Doesn't interfere with aerodynamics, of course. Very interesting. And also the side mirrors, which also have LED lights side here. So this is basically a Group N style standard road car, but with the full interior and the full, also carbon fiber door card and Recaro seats. Very interesting aerodynamic carbon fiber. Rear wing, very thin. It would be nice if you can get this for a road car. Otherwise, exhaust. It looks standard actually. So of course it's road registered. And over here we have the Dakar Land Cruiser 200 series, which ran this year. Rare chance to see underneath how a Dakar Land Cruiser looks like. Raced by Toyota Auto Body.
TLC は堅実な走行でワンツー体制を築き、主導権を握るスタートを切った。
And the winner of the 2021 WRC Champions. This is the champion car, the Yaris. This is my first time actually seeing it in the flesh. Still based on the old model, two-door, the European model. So this year they're going to be using the body of the new GR Yaris. Finally, you can see how wide it is compared to the normal road model. There's huge canards, and it just looks like more like a buggy, you know, like a rally buggy rather than rally car. You can see down here, very close up, how wide the doors are.
トヨタのスポーツカーを取り戻したい。ずっとそう思い続けてきました。今までは合口車両をモータースポーツに活用してきたトヨタから初めてかつ車として開発し、それを合口に渡すというチャレンジをしてくれたのがこの GR ヤリスでした。
And now here we have the LeMans hybrid racing car. Still with all the tire marks from the cars that are going front. Huge carbon fiber splitter here, all dirty, with just, you know, battle scarred from fresh from Le Mans. Of course, they're the only one competing now that Porsche and Audi have left.
ahead of the field. The two Toyotas continue to dominate the race.
In the battle for the lead of the race, all 5 hypercars that started still continue. Toyotas are struggling with a fueling issue. Will they make it to the end? Toyota dominating the race in the first of the hypercar era Le Mans 24 hours. 1-2 finish.
Feels amazing. Definitely a dream come true. The team knows how hard it was, especially those last 7 hours. Very proud to be here.
The way the team pulled together to get this 1-2 was phenomenal. It was a team victory today. Incredibly happy to see Car 7 celebrate the ultimate victory of Le Mans.
As a display of their trophies, but this is interesting. We have the Super GT A90, codename A90 Supra. Now, of course, Super GT cars are actually DTM chassis, and you can see inside the carbon fiber tunnel body shell is inside, and it's like an RC car. The body is just a shell. Inside, the basic structure and the mounting for the engine, everything is all the same for all the Super GT cars. It's just reconfigured to the different wheelbases and different settings. GT500, Tom's Supra, which is in the famous colors you can see from the old A80. My first time seeing one of these close up, very cool, huge evolution from the very famous A80 Supras, of course.
さあ、そしてこれね、ずっと撮ったことになる。いや、そうなんですよ。やっぱりね、古巣なのでずっと応援していたんですけどね、なかなか噛み合ってこなかったんですけど、ただここ数年すごくいい形でシーズン戦ってて、今年も粘り強くねやってたので、その結果が
まあね、第2戦の藤田はね、ちょっと分はあったんですけどね、
壊れそうですからね。さあ、去年はビッグドラマだった最終コーナー。au GR スープラゆっくりと確実に回って、そして2021年 GT500 大逆転のチャンピオンに向けてのラストストレート、 au トムス GR スープラ今季初優勝、そしてチャンピオン。
Yaris, the fully tuned upgraded version. Let's see the circuit package here. Let's go one run around the car first. Let's see what we have. The front splitter is new with the canard also over here. You can see there. Nice carbon fiber bonnet with good vent scoop, looking a lot like a Lancer Evolution style. Nice and grey. Wheels, matte silver finish. Let's try to go around to the back before that. See if we can see the specifications. See my man. Okay, so here we have it. A GRMN Yaris circuit package, and there are two different ones. This is the circuit package and also the rally package. The circuit package is slightly longer because of the front splitter, but also the height is different, the weight is also different. Of course, the rally package, adjusted wheel piece, it's still the same amount of power, but there's probably a lot of other different kinds of tuning. Let's have a look at the brakes, the wheels, new design, and GR brakes. Nice skirt here. On the inside, there seems to be sensor mounted gauge display, bucket seat special for the GR logo. But this is interesting. The rear wing is a swan neck type, a very interesting touch on design. It's kind of a small version. めんなさい、すいません。Let's have a closer look at this. This design. Surely that's going to put out a lot of downforce. Look at it from the side here, and then you see it's interesting how it follows the sort of the body line coming out like canards on the side. Of course, the GR Yaris original body is already pretty aerodynamic. You can see that the rear lights also act as a kind of spoiler, so adding this on top will give it much needed downforce that is weak in hatchbacks. GR4, yeah, not GP4, GR4. And so this is the circuit package. The rally package is over here on the red, of course, with the rally wheels. The huge mud flaps, reminding a lot of like a Corolla WRC. Of course, coming back to the also the Celica GT4, the spec. You can see here the rally wheels. It's very nice in red with the carbon fiber bottom as well. So it lacks the front spoiler that the circuit package has. Right? So more Yaris stuff. This is the GR Yaris body shell. Now they've shown the display here to show you how many spot weld is done to improve the body over the standard Yaris. Let's look here. The spots in red. There's increased spot welding, 545 points. The structural muscle is very important to have strength because of rallying riggers, and also on the inside frame here you can see all the additional welding done to this part, even down into the chassis here. Now we look at the A-pillar of modern cars. This is where there's a huge improvement over the body shell of old cars. Right, the side view here. You can see how thick this part is. Thick A-pillar, and then coming down to the struts forward, and then of course this part here. All of it's also designed with the original body in order to provide crash absorption when it gets crashed. But they've cleverly added strategic parts of body strengthening all around here. The red line, they put more spot welding on the openings and also in the windows and in the floor. They put a lot of spot welding across the floor, where it's very important to have more spot welding to make it more stiffer. And even on the inside, you can see here a lot more spot welding. It's going to the rear. And on the roof here is where they attach the carbon fiber roof. And also not forgetting the tailgate, obviously. There's a huge opening here, so there's a weak area. And they do spot welding all on the inside, like this. Very interesting display for study. Now over there is the new concept, the GT3 race car concept. Let's have a look from the back. It looks stunning. It looks stunning. It looks like some Aston Martin at first look. This GT3 concept, according to Akio T, is a work in progress, and they are actually going to be trying to race this. They have plans to race this. Be ready by this year. Let's look at this shape. It reminds me of a AMG GT. Very long, very flat, and you can see how the front, the bonnet is extra long. Just to see how long it is, the driver is sitting here, right in front of the rear wheels, and the front wheels are very far forward. I never thought we'd see this kind of design. Are they planning this as a road car sample in the future? Something like maybe the Honda HSV. Hard to believe they would have come up with something like this. Yeah, it's got sort of RX-9 vibes, but very stunning. So while I still have the chance, I'm just going to go close up and show you the side here like this. Very long bonnet. Not sure what the engine is going to be or the drivetrain, but this is going to be suited for the GT3 class racing. So there's a couple of Lexus display for outdoor, and as you know, Lexus is going towards a more lifestyle sort of thing. Oh, before that, I spotted the display on the wall, which is all the GRMN parts. So looking very impressive is the, so the rear spoiler is also attached to rear attachment like this, and you have the circuit or rally spec suspension as a kit, close ratio gears for rallying, obviously, close ratio gears, carbon fiber bonnet. Of course, Toyota has a lot of experience with carbon fiber now that they've made the LFA, so all of their stock factory carbon fiber parts are very high quality. Alright, so how about a Lexus bicycle, a Lexus designed bicycle? Look at this. Lexus plane, there's a Lexus plane over there, Lexus plane. That's a drone, I think. Let's have a look. Study concept. Just look at this frame, the composite frame. Carbon fiber, that doesn't look comfortable to sit on, honestly. And then we have a buggy, ROV concept is what it says here. But what is this? This is like a beach dune buggy with hardcore off-road suspension. You off-road guys who like buggies, maybe you like this. And the new NX that was just released. These kind of matte colors are becoming very common these days. It's a PHEV, and the color is called iron oxide. Very interesting. The color is called iron oxide. It's kind of like something you see in a laboratory rather than on a car. But this is the modern style of doing colors instead of metallic colors. And this is where I'm very interested. This is the new battery-operated vehicle, the Toyota BZ4X, which was launched and announced by Akio Toyota on December 15th. He announced 15 cars. This is the first working example, and we've witnessed one of these running on the road during the Hakone Ekiden. Here we have the GR concept, and of course it's a battery-operated vehicle, and you have no vents except for the cooling from the radiator down here, but looking, of course, futuristic, but it's got that still the Lexus Toyota design. Of course, look at this bonnet line over here, and the size looks like it's the same size as the NX that sits next to it. Slightly smaller than a RAV4, but this is the GR concept, and it has, I think this is like 15-inch wheels, beside them with the electric plug-in. But this is also very interesting. This car, this is a Corolla Sport, and yes, Rookie Racing is the private race team that President Akio Toyota races as Morizo. Now this is the hydrogen car, not petrol car. This is the hydrogen car that they race at the Nürburgring, and we're seeing it here as a sample, and their challenge to also provide alternative fuels and not just battery-operated vehicle, no hybrid. So this is their commitment to looking into alternative fuels to keep the internal combustion engine alive for car enthusiasts. So very interesting to see it here, because it's a very important testament to what Toyota is trying to do. And the last display that we have here is the new GR86 that you all have been waiting for. Now here it's fully fitted with the body kit, optional dealer's body kit, the rear ducktail spoiler looking quite aggressive on the side, very high angle, and even over here it has like a slight higher lift coefficient drag, of course, without having the need for a GT wing. It's fitted with a Fujitsu exhaust. and under tray. All these are available from the dealer, at least in Japan. More body extensions, because the side over here, the body bumper is actually wider. We have full fenders and a quite aggressive aero that serves to direct air away from the rear wheels. So all this aero looks like it's not just for design, it's going to be very effective, but also very stylish. Working and improving the design of the 86 already. So here's the front. Beautiful. Now, of course, even though this is a Toyota, it's obviously manufactured by Subaru, and all the colors are actually Subaru colors coming from the factory, obviously. So it's a bit different from the Toyota white. Now we come to another interesting section, is the heritage parts section. And for owners of, well, I'm not sure how many people own a 2000 GT, but now they have committed to many more parts. For the heritage program, you have the second Land Cruiser LC40, the AE86, of course the A70 that increased the number of parts, and the A8 is starting here. We have a A80 bumper for rebuild, and of course I think made a proper ABS plastic instead of FRP. Headlights, which are very important for A80 Supra because they always get damaged on the inside and water gets in. And a lot of important parts to keep the car running: ignition, key locks, the A70's garnish on the rear. You have the accelerator cable. You have the catalytic converter, which also gets damaged as it gets old. Transmission, manual drive, some bushings, and very important rubber moldings for the door, so the hatch. Just final gears, all these kind of the weak parts that need to be replaced on these older cars. For the 2000 GT, you have the clutch set, and also the brake hose set. Very interesting to see all of this. So outside the Gazoo Racing booth, we have Tom's, which is also a very renowned and legendary tuner and also racing constructor for your Toyota cars. And here they have a complete car of the GSF, which is already out of production and out of sale in Japan. They fitted with some various parts on the exterior and also the suspension and exhaust. Looking very nice in the iconic F Sport Blue. The GSF is basically the same chassis as the Crown, but you have the V8 5-liter engine. Over here, the new GR86 finished in very nice lava orange. You have some of the body kits here, with also the spoiler that looks very similar to the GR Racing one, and you have a 4-chord exhaust, which is like diagonal, very interesting design, but also a wider body kit, as you can see here. Well, just to fit much wider 19-inch tires. Let's have a look at the side. This is also very similar to the GR Racing side skirt with an even more aggressive front fender that really pushes the width of the car out, and also aggressive front canards integrated with the spoiler in front. But what's interesting is on the inside, you have a turbocharger kit by Tom's. And it looks something like this. It's mounted in the front because the Boxer engine is actually really, really low compared to the Impreza series. And I can see also a strut bar, which is usual for, of course, handling, but the intake or the intercooler seems to go down, maybe somewhere inside over here. So we've got a little display here to show the GR86 turbo kit. This is very interesting. We're trying to get more information about this. I just spotted the Tom's A90 Supra over here. Let's look at the front spoiler. It really protrudes out quite a lot compared to the standard model. Let's see how much. This is very aggressive looking. Should definitely good for providing much needed downforce for this sort of sports GT car. Obviously the Supra already has very good aerodynamics, but more improvement can be made, especially for highway stability on the circuit. But what's interesting is that they've also gone with a much wider body kit style for the front fenders, fitting with look like 20-inch or 21-inch wheels with 6-pot Brembo brakes, which look like the racing style ones, TWS wheels, and carbon fiber side skirts, which adds a lot of volume onto the body. Also with rear fenders that stick out like this, really accentuating the rear three-quarter of the car. Already the Supra has very good aerodynamics coming from the rear three-quarter of the window, and it's made this bulge even more pronounced, but also cleverly including this little gap in here, which forces air onto the side and also away from the tires, as you can see here from this double canard, to provide more sidewall stability. And the same formula with the quad exhaust and center mounted brake lamps. And let's see underneath, probably there's also a rear diffuser, which is very important for reducing the parachute effect on these sort of cars. So very interesting to see these two similar concepts for Toyota's current generation sports cars that you can buy and drive off. Let's go over now and see the Modellista booth. Modellista is also a factory Toyota subsidiary tuner, mainly focused on style and body kits. So this is the new Noah that has just been released in Japan, a full model change, and it retains the sort of same classic design as the older model, but it looks a bit more like an Alphard. You have the Modellista body kit on the side and also the spoiler. But let's have a look at the front and see what the design actually looks like. The front obviously looks much different from the previous model. It's got a much larger grille and the narrow LED headlights, which give it a kind of like Alphard look. So we hope you enjoyed that little cover of the Toyota Gazoo Racing booth. Now there are a lot of interesting concept cars and also the upcoming limited series GRMN Yaris. It's very exciting. It's only going to be 500 and I'm pretty sure that all of them will be snapped up by the local market. It's going to be a future classic which they've done a lot of work to. But also interestingly, we also are anticipating a great intake of the GR86, and who knows what will be developed from now onwards, and also with the ongoing promotion with MF Ghost and also with Initial D. This is going to be exciting times with sports car fans. In the next episode, we'll be looking at other booths like the Nissan Fairlady Z and also a Honda and some other good tunes. So catch you in the next episode. Peace out.